There you go. Hopefully that'll sign me in. Come on. Yes. So if you need to get hold of me, guys, then you can do. So let's just go on that. Hopefully that's it's not logging me in. Anyway, I can't see Charmain down the bottom of the screen currently. If you're there, Charmain, just say hi in the comments and I'll know you're there. If not, I'll get our lovely Lou Sims to come on first. Oh, Charmain is here. I can see people saying hi to Charmain. She is in the building. She is here. So Charmain, tap on that icon at the bottom and we'll get you on first, which would be absolutely marvellous. I don't know what, I mean, I need my hair doing. I'm going next week to get my hair cut. I need new glasses as well. But hey ho, it's just the way it is, isn't it? Just the way it is. Caroline says, actually love Charmaine and Julia too. Love crafting together with all brands. CTWAB. There you go. Crafting together with all brands, of course, which is a group that they are all a part of. Right, I'm going to tap on that icon. Charmaine, you're not there yet. Allow view. Oh, yeah, I'm allowing viewers to come on. Who says hello, Janice? Karen says hello. Elsbeth says hello. Bernie, hiya, Bernie. Bernie Davis is watching, producer extraordinaire. Bernie, have you gone for that job? The link that I put in the group. I hope you have. I hope you have. I should be asking you afterwards. Claire, hello, Claire. How are you? I hope you're well. Nice to see you. You were doing a Facebook Live the other night with Pink Frog Crafts, and I came in just at the end. So yeah, I missed you. Okay, so Charmaine hasn't pressed the button yet. I don't know. Oh, she has. Look at that. There she is. Let's approve. Let's send that invite. Let's get our Charmaine. So I've got to get me a... Oh, you know what it's like. Mind you, I might flick it the other way halfway through. You never know. Right, we're just adding the lovely Charmaine. Hopefully Charmaine's going to come up at the bottom. We're not going to have internet gremlins like we did the other night because Facebook has been playing up a little bit like that just recently. So we're still adding. Did you say put? Who says that? Steve. Hi, Steve. You all right? Did you say put the phone in landscape? No, portrait. Put it in portrait. I don't know how many times I can say that. Portrait. Put it in portrait because it always works better. And then we look like a university challenge. Melanie, hi Melanie. Oh, Steve, I missed you guys. Is Jack with you? How's Jack? Steve was our tech extraordinaire at Ideal World and Crate and Craft. And I actually worked with Steve many moons ago on our first TV shopping channel together. Here she is. Oh, hello.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw! Loving the hat, Charmaine.
Well, you gave me one, so I thought, I'll have to wear one.
Well, actually, that picture came from your profile picture, which was a picture from the line dancing party we went to.
Yeehaw! It's funny actually because this morning I actually had the same dungarees on.
That's all right. I've probably got the same jeans on. It doesn't matter.
Bit hot.
How are you, my lovely?
I'm all right, but you said landscape, so I was like trying to get it landscape. And I'm thinking, sorry, it should be portrait and not landscape.
Did I say landscape? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you said landscape, but it's like me left and me right.
It's terrible, isn't it?
And I actually mean in the middle.
How do we get through life, Charmaine?
God knows.
It's tough, isn't it? Anyway.
My mum always asked me that question.
Did she?
Always asked me that question. How have you managed to get through life?
How are you anyway?
I'm fine, love. And you?
Yeah, I'm good. What have you been up to?
Bits and bats. Done a couple of trade shows. Yeah, retail shows.
Oh, lovely.
Couple of one-day retail shows.
Sophie says hello. Hi, Sophie.
Hi, Sophie.
How have they been? How's retail shows been?
Quite interesting actually. I was quite surprised at the back end of the year because it's usually sort of slow, but yeah, fair to middling. It was hard work not having the van, but hey ho,
Yeah.
had to do it, had to be done. So yeah, went and did that, and it was great to see some faces from names, as in Facebook people
Oh,
that I've not seen and met up with. So yeah, a couple of people that I've not met up with, but a chat like, known for
yeah.
years.
Oh, that's so
So,
nice.
friends from the start of lockdown.
Gosh, that is a while ago. Um,
No.
it's been tough for everyone, hasn't it, Charmaine? Really, with what happened, and just getting people together and chatting, I think, is helping a lot, and also just promoting brands, and you do that in a really good way because you've got the group that you've got together with Lou and Julia crafting together with all brands, right?
Yep, and Lynette and Bev.
Yes, yes. So, how long has that group been going?
Since lockdown. So it started in lockdown. It was very busy in lockdown, and it soon filled up with people, and there was lots of people would give up the time because they had the time because they couldn't do anything or go anywhere. So they came on, a little bit of promotion, but more. We stayed for the sort of the funny
Yeah,
side of it. I mean, right at the beginning, I was getting challenges. If I goofed up and said something that I probably shouldn't have said, I got a challenge thrown at me. And to be honest, if I said my left and right, somebody gave me a challenge just for the sake of it. And did some funny challenges like how to craft with one that comes to mind, some paper clips.
yeah,
You could pick three crafty items to use and nothing else. Random things like that, and it was fun because it was
yeah,
challenging, entertaining, and then we just had a bit of a laugh and a giggle. Some people were just in on their
yeah.
own
I did.
all the time, so yeah, it was pretty
Yeah.
hard.
Oh,
So
do you know what? I love doing things like that when someone says pick three like objects and you've got to craft from them. I do that. I do that a lot here. Just pick up random things and start crafting with them.
I've got a room full of stuff, but if somebody narrows it down and says you can only use X, occasionally I might sneak something in, like, oh, I've got to add a white pen now, but it really does get your brain sort of going. And it was using things like kitchen objects, because there's so many things that we have, but there's so many things that we have that we can
Yeah,
use and stuff like that. And I love recycling and upcycling, whatever you like to
yeah.
call it and stuff. But yeah, challenges and stuff like that. It was good fun.
What's
Good fun.
if someone was to ask you what your style of craft is, what would you say?
I don't know. It's a difficult one because the way my brain works, I'm not wired quite right. I flip from one thing to
Mm-hmm.
another. So I mean things like when you're scrolling on Facebook and somebody's doing something or you see something, oh my goodness, I say, oh my goodness, that would be polite. Yeah, I've
No need to
not
be
done that for
polite.
ages. And yeah, you start doing a bit of
Yeah,
paper folding, um, or you see something messy and you go like, oh yeah, I want to have fun and we'll get some messy out. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, I was sorting some paints out when I was doing something, and all of a sudden the bottom of the paint thing exploded.
gosh.
I have got this big sheet card which I was down as a messy mat, and it exploded on it. So I was like, well, I'm not wasting that paint. And I just splattered loads of colours on it. It's not finished because it's just a load of
Yeah,
splatters, but it is a big piece of thick grey card. And I love stuff like that because it means
yeah,
nothing. It means absolutely nothing but having some fun and being totally free.
yes,
And that's the sort of thing. I like abstract things. I like looking at the walls and I can see a face. Every time I go to the bathroom, I see a different thing in the lineup. When I said things like this to my mum, it's like, look at them clouds, there's a so and so and so and so and so. So my dad gets it, he sees
do,
it. My mum goes, you two smoking some wacky backy or something.
do,
She doesn't see
do,
it, but I
do you know there's a
do.
name for that? It's called pareidolia, and I've got that too. And I thought
I
it.
knew it was Paris or something.
And I always thought, they say all the time to Jane, can you see that? Can you see this? And she'd be looking at me like, what? And I'd be sitting there on the, like you say, on the floor or on the fence, and I'd be seeing like
Mhm.
dogs and cats and people's faces. But it's called pareidolia, and there are Facebook groups for it, Charmaine. You need to join because I post on there every other day. I'll see
Yeah.
something that looks like a face and I'll put a picture up, and loads of other people go, yeah, I get that. And can you see this face? And you think, oh, I'm not on my own with this at all. And I think that's where Facebook helps as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, because I mean, it's one of those. I think Facebook is. It can be a mean and nasty place. It can be an annoying place when it don't play right. But it can be inspirational, and it can be entertainment, or somebody gets up in the morning who lives on their own or lives with somebody that they don't talk to very much, and they get up in the morning, do the normal morning things and click on Facebook and see who's about, so it can, and it's a way of keeping in touch with people that you don't necessarily want to pick up the phone and be on the phone for 2 hours. Hold my hands up. I'm one of them people, I'll yatter, and it could be a 5-minute conversation that'll turn into several hours. Why did you get me on first? So we can boost her up quick.
Not at all. You're staying here for the whole hour.
Oh, gee whiz. It can be that. Now that reminds me of one in crafting together with all brands. We did one, I think it was towards the Christmas time at one point, and we all came in, sort of all the admin came in, and I had to man it like you do, and had the next person come in and the next person come in, and we all sort of like said thank you to everybody, sort of thing. We did that one year, and there was like, how did she manage to stay on there for like 4 or 5 hours just constantly yatting crap? Because basically it was just jibber jabber, and I'm full of it. I'm absolutely full of it, full of jibber jabber. But yeah, that's one of the things that's pretty cool about Facebook. I would say you can stay in contact with people, and you can send people messages if they work, and it's a quick conversation.
Do you know what? Gillian says that she sees faces in things as well, so we're not alone, Charmaine. There are more people out there like us.
I'm not seeing comments again.
I think if you got them. I've got a frosted glass window in my bathroom, says Alison, and she can see all sorts of things in that. Yeah, it's ever so strange. Once you get it, you get it. I think you've either got it or you've not. But it is quite funny. It is quite funny. Now, I did ask you lovely ladies all separately for some like little quizzes, okay? And I asked you to give 3 things. 1 is the truth, and 2 are porcupines. So you guys at home,
can you remember what they were?
Got them here. Got yours right here.
I was going to say I slept since, but I haven't.
So lovely people in the comments, you've got to guess which one is true. We'll give them numbers. There's number 1, number 2, number 3. So if you can't remember them, just if you've got a pen, get a pen now and just write down number 1, 2 or 3, and I've got them in numbers. So the first one, Charmaine, that you put was, I once went to a party I was not invited to, and I didn't know anybody there. So that's number 1. So did Charmaine go to a party? She was not invited and she didn't know anyone there, but she still went. That's number 1. Number 2, I once had a fight with a swan and the swan won. Well, that sounds like a tongue twister. I once had a fight with a swan and the swan won.
I could have been really mean and given you some beauties, but then it would have backfired because she might have said to me, you read them out.
And the swan won. Okay, that's number 2. Okay. Hi, Ed. Ed's watching. Hi, Ed.
Hi, Ed.
Right, number 3. Charmaine, I won a colouring competition in the newspapers when I was 5 years old. That's number 3.
I'm keeping my poker face.
That's number 3. Oh yeah, we want to see your poker face. Right, look at the camera. I'm going to read these again, okay? Look for anything that happens to Charmaine. I once went to a party I was not invited to, and I didn't know anyone there. Is it number 1? Number 2, I once had a fight with a swan and the swan won. Number 3, I won a colouring contest in the newspapers when I was 5 years old. That's number 3. So what do you think it is? Number 1, number 2, or number 3? Put that in the comments. Alison says number 3. She thinks she won a colouring contest. Caroline says number 1. She thinks she went to a party that you weren't invited to. Which sounds feasible, because I bet if you did, you were lots of fun. Glynis is watching. Hi, Glynis. I hope you're well. So yes, just put your numbers. Wendy says number 1. You went to a party you weren't invited to. Hello, Richard. Richard is watching. Sarah Jane Kennedy, she says number 3, you want a colouring competition. Lisa Ann Williams says number 3, you want a colouring competition. Glynis says hello. Sharon says number 1, you went to a party you weren't invited to.
Am I still there?
Yeah, I can still see you. Yeah, you're still there.
I can't see you.
Oh, well, you're there and I'm here. We're both going, so it's fine. Christine says number 3. Bernie says number 2, you had a fight with a swan. Gillian says number 3, that you want a colouring competition. So it seems that lots of people are coming through for number 3.
Oh, it's gone strange.
I'm still here. You're still there. Oh, now you've turned your camera around. Now you've turned it back. Hello. I can still see you. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
No, I can hear you. It just says joining.
Well, you're there. You're there, so don't worry. You're here. We can see you. I can see you. Can everyone see Charmain at home? Next person say yes, you can see Charmain at home. Lots of people are going for number 3. Hello, Vivian. I can see you're watching. Yvonne says number 3. I think we need to give it away. There's lots of people going for number 3, that colouring competition. So Charmain, you are still live. You are on the screen. Everyone can see you at home. You might not be able to see it your end, but we can see you. Which one was it, Charmain?
Which do you think it was?
Well, I know you are an exceptional colourist, and I can see you winning competitions when you were 5.
When I was 5, I like that.
well, as young as 5, I can see you winning competitions now. Oh, she's gone. Just as we're about to reveal the answer, Charmain, you've gone. I'm going to have to get you back. Let's add Charmain, send invite. Let's see if we can get Charmain. Just as we're about to give the answer away. She's coming back. She's coming back. Are you back?
I was weird. It brought me back to the start.
That's okay. Well, you're here. So, what was it? Was it number? I want to say colouring because it's obvious, but I don't know. You once went to a party you weren't invited to. That's what I'm going to say. Loads of people have said number 3. A few have said number 2. A couple have said number 1. What is it?
You know me well.
Is it the party?
Yeah, well, there's truth between them all, right? It's a party one, and I'll tell you that because it does make some people giggle at how ridiculous I am, or redonkulous. The one with the bird, I was at a wedding.
Okay.
And it was my friend who got attacked by this big swan.
Oh my days.
But what we didn't realise at the time is there were signals there. So there were all these swans about. So it got really, really nasty and was attacking.
Shouldn't laugh.
No, what was funny is she was wearing like a white feathery boa thing that she was trying to shoo it with. She must have said relatives. So that was somebody else's tale to tell, but it was quite funny. The colouring competition was my cousin who won it, and I was 5 and she was 7 and she won it, and it was in a newspaper, so it was kind of truth. But the party was, I was invited to a work colleague's party, and it was fancy dress.
Yeah.
So I off I went, and I won't say I was trolleyed, and I wasn't, totally
trolleyed.
I wasn't. I'd only had a couple of drinks, and I was like, I don't really recognise many people, and they don't really look to be in fancy dress. There's nobody here in fancy dress, and I was wearing a cha-cha outfit. Is that the right word for it? So maybe they thought I just had weird taste, because the party actually wasn't the week after. But I really had a good time. I met some really interesting people, and then we went to an after party at somebody's house. And the following day, I spoke to my friends and said I had a cracking time. And they were like, it's next week. I don't know whose party I went to. I have no idea.
Oh, that is pretty. Did you have a good time though?
I have an absolutely brilliant time. Now, bless her, she's not with us anymore, so I can say this. I had a better time at the first party than the second one. And I knew nobody. I was up on the dance floor dancing with people I've never met. And I still stay in touch with 4, 5 people from that
That is
party.
brilliant.
So,
That is superb.
Yeah, so I'm so pleased I've got a phone that I can put dates and pings in and things like that.
Caroline said, she said, yes, I guessed it right. Sharon said she guessed it right as well.
Yeah, I noticed Sharon guessed it right.
So a lot of people watched it as well. Okay.
You can't fool
now, Charmaine, I want you to stay there. I'm going to bring someone else on, and then we'll say goodbye to you just for now. But hang around, because we'll bring you back on. But one of the 2 ladies said this about you, that you can't actually throw anything away. Is that true?
I would say in the last week, no, it's not. But I do struggle to throw things away because I see a use in lots of things, and I've got a room full of things. And it's got to the point where, like, when I do my own Facebook lives, I'll give things away. They're still useful and handy. I bought things in the past and I thought, you know, why? There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not going to get around to using it. Just give it to somebody who's going to use it. So yeah, I do. But having said that, when somebody's turning around and said, oh, I'm just looking for a so-and-so, or I'm doing this, this and this, I've got this. And the amount of times that people have had things out of my hoardy stash and it's helped them out. Maybe it's a good thing I've got things.
Actually, stay there, Charmaine. Just entertain the troops. I'm coming back. I've got my microphone on, so you can probably hear me.
She got a roll of bin bags.
No, not at all. Talking about inspiring people, I'm just going to bring something in because you inspired me, and you gave me something, and I brought it home, and hello, I did some craft with it.
Hello.
You know your Indian paper, handmade paper.
Oh yeah.
You know the big sheets that you gave me.
Yeah.
So I did that. I don't know whether you can.
Wow.
I don't know whether you can see that.
Wow, that's cool.
I'll hold it back there.
That's cool.
And if I bring it close to the camera, you can see it's got all like the texture of your papers, but I put like lots of ink to bring.
Yeah.
So it looks like blotches, but that's the paper underneath. There you go.
Do you want me to grab one of mine?
Yeah, if you got one.
Yours is cool. Yeah, I can grab one.
So there you go. We talk about inspiring one another. Hello, Millie. We do, and that's a great thing. You know, when somebody does inspire you, or they give you something to craft with, give it a go, because you just don't know what you might come up with. Good girl, Millie. You can't eat anymore, Millie. You've had so much tonight. Sorry, little Millie. Do you want to pop it? Oh wow, yes, I like that. Oh, I like that.
It's quite big. Quite a big one.
What did you make that with? Oh, I like that.
It's actually got the handmade paper in the background. A little bit of fabric in there.
That.
Some stitching on there. There's stenciling. There's some sari ribbon. Oh God, this is probably near enough 20 years old now.
You can see the reflection of my light there. But there you go. You see.
Yeah.
There you can probably see that a lot. I mean, to be fair, Charmaine, mine looks a load of Pollux, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. It looks ace. I love the colours.
It looks like,
and I bet it somewhere in your room where you like it.
On the stairs, in the hall. Right, Charmaine, hold fire. Let's see if we can get our lovely Julia or Lou. Either of you, whoever presses that button first, will come in. Whoever presses the button first will come in. And I'll see that little icon down the bottom. So whether it be Lou or Julia, they're both coming on, but Lou or Julia, let's see who taps. Oh, who is it? It's like a race. It's Julia. Let's send the invite. It says unable to add guest. Let's try again. Let's approve. Send invite. Oh, now this happened the other night. So what I'll do, Charmaine, I'll say goodbye to you just for now, but hang round. So let's do that, and we'll change the viewer, remove the guest just for now. Let's go back. Make sure you've got your phone in portrait. Oh, Julia's here and Lou. Let's send the invite to Julia. Right, Julia, I can't add you at the moment. I don't know why. So I'm going to go for Lou. Let's send the invite to Lou. We're adding Lou. Julia, it might be something to do with your internet. It might be that you've got your phone in landscape, not portrait. We'll find that out, but we'll head to you shortly. But meanwhile, here she is. Here's our Lou Sims.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine. You know, I said that it was spooky when you did that emoji thing and I was wearing a green top. It was like, whoa. And I know we'd spoken, but we hadn't actually physically seen each other to see that. So when it came through, I was like, whoa. You've suddenly gone all psychic or whatever.
Oh, it's all right. My chair's stuck on my rug.
Yeah,
Let me just bring that in.
Had to do mine now. I just got caught on my footrest.
Hazel's watching. Hi, Hazel. Claire's in as well. Let's say hello to Claire. Who else has joined us? Mary's joined us. Elsbeth, Linda, Alison, Christine's here. Laura. We've got quite a few people in, which is great.
Ooh.
Now, Lou, I was told you've got a Mohican.
Yeah, I did have. Yeah, he won't be watching, so that's fine. My dad is very, very old-fashioned, and both my sisters have got incredibly long hair and everything like that, and I was always polar opposite. And I decided I wanted to have a Mohican, but I knew I couldn't go home with it because my dad would just go loopy. Other than I had my ears pierced and he didn't know anyhow, sort of thing. So I literally had a Mohican, but I had it then designed that when it was down, it looked like a bob. So when I went home, it looked like a bob, but I could then wear it up.
Clever.
Yeah.
How did you keep it up? Because back in the 80s, when we used to go out, I remember there was this girl called Nicola, and she also went to my school. I can't remember her last name. Anyway, it wouldn't be weird if she was watching. She had a Mohican that was almost like 2 foot tall, and it was huge all the way.
I think mine was near enough as tall as I was.
All the way back. Really?
Yeah,
how did you keep it up then?
There was a thing that I was taught by my uncle, who was heavily into punk, and that's how it all came about. And he had spiky hair and everything like that, and I used to say to him something, and then his was like it was set with cement, but then he'd get up and his hair was doing it, and I said to him, how do you do it? Because mine would be every day go down, buy the horriblest hairspray I could, you know, and spend hours doing that way. KY jelly.
Okay. Does that keep it up all day?
It did. With a bit of hairspray as well.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's set rock. Now this is going into a totally different conversation. It's a bit like our conversation earlier when I said you be careful.
That's amazing.
Yeah, completely and utterly, yeah.
Were you a proper punk when you were younger?
I'm in-betweeny. I loved the music. I loved the start going down Chelsea Road. I mean, I had the old bondage trousers with the straps down the back and the buckle boots. All those things that when you're a little bit tipsy, that when you go to bed, you then go, why on earth did I put these on? Because, you know, like 3 hours later, you're still undoing a buckle and stuff like that. Loved all of that. I love the creativity of going around and seeing all the different clothes and how it was just anything went, you know, it didn't matter what the color, what the style or anything like that was. It was just that anything went, you put it on, you wore it. And I loved some of the music that was around at the time, sort of thing, like the Cult, the Cure.
Yeah, I've got a white label actually, 12-inch by the Cult. I think I've got it signed as well somewhere. Yeah.
I've been to see the Cure lots of times, and Susie and the Banshees.
Oh, I love Susie and the Banshees. I really do. Oh, they're terrific.
Yeah, and then sort of thing, you've got the Jam come on the scene. So I've
got a book upstairs actually. I wish I'd have known because I'd have brought it down. Unless Jane's watching, she can go and get it. It's in my bookcase. It's of all the punk era, and there's like lots of black and white photographs, and it's just really good because it's raw. You know, they were just taken at the time. It was just as it was, and it's just brilliant.
It wasn't airbrushed. It was, like you say, it was raw. It was there. I mean, obviously, some of the songs and stuff like that were trash, but at the time, it was completely different. My parents listened to completely different sort of music than I listened to, sort of thing. One was country and western sort of thing, and the other one was what I would call middle of the road poppy
Yeah.
So it was nice to have something that was what felt
Different.
anarchic sort of thing. But yeah.
Do you think that kind of shaped you and your craft then and your art? Do you think you've got a lot of that element and influence? Not punk in particular, but just something that's a little bit different.
Yes and no. I think when you're younger, very much so. I think as you get older, you fall into a pattern, something that you like, and you just carry on developing it from there. But I definitely think when younger, yeah, completely sort of thing. It was a completely different thing. I'm just reading some of the comments about the KY jelly. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Revelation to me.
Now. But yeah,
I always wondered why your quiff was so great when you used to come in to create craft. Now I know.
Yeah, I don't, not so much now anymore, sort of thing. But yeah, hair's a bit shorter than it was then. But I used to have it, and also my hair was white. I used to bleach it.
Also, Debbie, is it the Debbie Shaw? Bow down. Bow down. The Debbie Shaw. My brother was the only punk in our village. Actually, it might be another Debbie Shaw. We do have two. My brother was the only punk in our village, 1977-78. People used to say to me, "Is he your brother?" And I'd say yes, rolling my eyes. His records are probably worth a fortune now. Do you know what? Yeah, you probably did roll your eyes then, but you could be rolling in money now because some of those records are
completely.
Yeah, are worth
and I love the fact that vinyl's come back into fashion.
Yeah.
Steve, my husband, I've got loads of vinyls, all the Shape 12 discs and stuff like that as well. Yeah,
I've got some cracking ones because I used to work on the radio, you see. And when I worked on the radio, I used to interview a lot of bands, and when I'd interview the bands, I'd take the records along, and so excuse me, they would sign them. So yeah, I'm just looking at quite a few now that I've got, so that's good. So yeah, we were talking about your artwork. You influenced me and showed me, you know, a lot about your journaling, you know, just picking up a book and having a go, and the gel plate, of course.
The gel plate, I've always loved the gel plate, and I was really lucky to work with Jelly Arts sort of thing. And Luann is the owner of Jelly Arts, is an absolute diamond, incredibly funny woman, incredibly. And what you saw me demo on TV and what I do at home is probably completely different.
Yeah,
I love more. I'm a big fan of Seth Apter, Dina Wakely. I love collage side of things, so it's probably a little bit more grungier than what you see, sort of thing. And I love that. I love the fact that you can just do anything and it doesn't matter. I love that side of it. It doesn't have to have a pattern, it doesn't have to follow a routine. It's just get absorbed into that moment.
I mean, your whole world is craft. I mean, I can see it behind you as well. But, you know, not only did you come and was a fabulous guest and share all of your work, and you were so incredibly prepped as well, which was always a pleasure to see. The samples show, you know, exactly what you can do with stuff. But it's also your job as well, isn't it?
It is my job, as it were, sort of thing. And and I love it, to be quite fair. I mean, I do. I mean, there's some parts of it you don't enjoy, and I'm not knocking Tonic at all. When I used to be on the Tonic team, and the 3D dies would come through, sort of thing, we'd always get a little message from either Jodie or Paola, and it would be like, "We're apologising now," and you'd sit there and go, "Why are you?" And the dies would come through, and you'd think, "Oh my gosh," you know. And then you're cranking out the die cutting machine, and it's like. The finished project was lovely, but the pain to get there was immense, sort of thing. But that's probably the little harder side of things. Anything to do with colouring or watercolouring or anything like that, you know, that encourages people to do their own things, sort of thing. Enjoy it just as much as anything else, sort of thing.
Wendy's asking a question, Lou. She says, "Is that Boris behind you?"
It's Boris, but I can't share you with it because it was sent to me, and it's
Johnson.
not. Yeah, it's not particularly pleasant towards Boris.
Right. Do you know what? I was looking at that, and I actually thought that was, I thought that was someone's little icon in the chat, because it actually looks like it's in the chat. I couldn't figure it out. Well spotted.
It was. It was sent. It was sent to me by one of my sons, sort of thing. So it's probably not one that's most politically correct to share with you. That's all I'm going to leave it as. I'll tell
you what, though, I don't have the 3 things written down about you. Do you have 3 things? One's true.
I do.
And 2 are porcupines. Now we're going to give them numbers then, Lou. So number 1, number 2, number 3. So what's number 1? And you guys have got to guess.
Okay. Number 1 is I passed my driving tests on the 3rd attempt while 7 months pregnant.
Oh.
Number 2 was I was on Crime Watch and interviewed by Gloria Hunniford.
Oh, yeah.
Number 3 was I think, what crime has she committed? Whoa. Number 3, I am vertically challenged, which I do get from my mum, but I also inherited webbed toes from her. Oh, sorry, I'm losing my cushion on my seat.
That's all right. So number 1, Lou passed her driving test after the 3rd attempt while she was 7 months pregnant. So number 1. Number 2, Lou's on Crime Watch and was actually interviewed by Gloria Hunniford. Number 3, Lou is vertically challenged by her own admittance. Although I don't think you are, but yes. Okay, so you're vertically challenged. And she gets that from her mum. She also gets webbed feet from her mum. So does Lou have webbed feet? Number 3. Was she on Crime Watch? Number 2. Or number 1, passed her driving test on the 3rd attempt while she was 7 months pregnant. Let's see. Elaine says number 3, you got webbed feet. Lisa Ann Williams says it's number 2, you're on Crime Watch, which is going to be interesting if it is, because I want to know why. Gillian says number 2 as well, that you were on Crime Watch. I've actually done a what do you call it, you know, the lineup when people do things and you have to go and identify somebody. I actually went along to do that. We saw somebody stealing a camera when we were driving home. We had to tell it was like a security camera they'd robbed somewhere, and the police stopped, so we had to give our details. And then these same people allegedly went and robbed a shop and hit a lady over the top of her head. So yeah, she was there, bless her. I was there, and it's really quite, I don't know if you've ever done one. Debbie Shaw, Debbie Shaw says number 1. When you go in, it's not how it is in the movies where there's a lot of space between you and the people. You go in and you're standing right next to glass, the screen, and then the curtains open like this. And then all of a sudden you've got like 12 people standing in front of you. And it was like, it really takes your breath away.
I can imagine.
So you go down and you look and you have to stand, and you're being watched by the police officer, you're being watched by the person's lawyer, and then they say, have you made your decision? And you say, you have to keep your hands beside you and go, yes, I have. And they say, what's the number? And then you tell them the number. And as I walked out, the police officer said to me, he went, well done, you got him. But it was quite daunting, but he was found guilty. We didn't have to go to court. But anyway, number 3 says Shirley, vertically challenged, you got webbed feet. Right. Let's see who else. Charmain knows this one. I think I know this one. I think anyway, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Let's have a few more guesses. One more time. So number 1, pass your driving test at the 3rd attempt while you were 7 months pregnant. Number 2, you're on Crime Watch with Gloria Hunniford, who interviewed you. Vanessa says number 3. Sally Ann says number 3. And number 3, you vertically challenged, you got webbed feet. So I think you've got webbed feet.
I have.
That's twice. So I've got you right and I've got Charmaine right.
Yeah.
Webbed
no,
feet.
I have got webbed feet. My mum's got webbed feet.
Oh, right. Just swim really well.
I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah, done life saving and all of that sort of thing. Yeah, I do swim very, very well. I don't think it's because of the webbed feet. I enjoyed swimming.
What are webbed feet? Are they like proper
So where
look
your
like,
toes are normally apart, you
yeah,
actually get a piece of skin that goes across the
okay.
top of your toes. So you can get, so all of them join together. I've got it that it's the
Oh,
top two, these two have got a gap, and then the bottom two are webbed.
I'm putting my socks back on now. Just had to look to see what it looked like.
So
Oh, but
it
that's
just,
really cute.
um, yes and no, it has its, it's not so good when it's so hot because obviously your toes can't really expand.
Yeah,
So it's not
breathe,
so
I
good
suppose.
in that respect, sort of thing. But yeah, so I got that from my mum. But I'm going to say there was
Oh,
some of the bits there. The Gloria Hunniford
yeah.
one is technically true, but it was my brother. My
Oh,
brother's a policeman, and
oh,
she interviewed him as part of a case he was working on
all
to give a
right.
bit of the background behind what was going on. And he didn't tell anyone in the family. And my niece at the time was a forensic accountant. So
Yeah.
she messages us all and just said, don't tell him. So everybody like recorded bits of it on the phone and sent it to him. So he was actually,
Interesting.
yeah. And then
Interesting.
I was 7 months pregnant when I passed my driving test, but I passed it the first time.
Oh, well done you. Well
But
done
that will
you.
remind me, thinking of that one reminded me of you and I. You know, we don't know left from right very well, and we were partners at that line dance, which was really probably the worst two people.
Oh, I think I've got a video of that.
All I remember is us going one direction and Jane wetting herself with laughter and looking at us going,
I
but we
think I've
must have
got,
done that more than once.
oh, Lou, that was hilarious. Julia Watts' birthday, 60th
Yeah.
birthday party.
And then
I think
arguing with each other about which way was left and which way was right.
I've got the video. I
Oh.
might post that if enough people want me to. Alison Markham, she said that she was a police officer in the situation with where there was a lineup. It's interesting what you find out about each other, isn't it, when you just have a good old chat?
Yeah.
Um, and you're part of the group as well, aren't
Yeah.
you? Crafting together
Crafting
with all
together.
brands.
Yeah.
Yes. Does that take up
Yeah.
a lot of time?
Yes and no. It's a nice group because it positively encourages everybody to use anything on their craft. It doesn't have to be particularly one brand. If you're an eclectic crafter, that's fine as well, sort of thing. I mean, I think we all get worried about, using one set of products on one card, if that makes sense. But we all forget that our ink pads come from another company.
Yeah.
The cutter that we use to cut the card comes from another company. The glue we use is another company. So we actually do always craft with lots of different brands in the first place. We just don't think we do.
Yes, that's a good
So the
point.
group use whatever you want, however you want, sort of thing. Charmaine, you did do a video.
I did do
She
a
would
video.
remember that. She would remember that sort of thing.
I think I've got a video of Charmaine on the bull,
The
the
buckaroo.
mechanic bull. Yeah, I
Mm.
couldn't go on that because I've done my back in. But yeah,
One of the
Charmaine.
first up there,
I
wasn't
know.
she?
She did it good and proper as well. I think I've
Oh,
got the video.
cool. And then was it Emily Pepper or was it Charlotte who stayed
Emily
on?
Pepper. Oh, I got a tremendous picture of Emily. Oh, I sent it to her. I think she had it as a profile. I just got this picture where it spun and it looked like she was doing 100 miles an hour. It was a brilliant
Yeah.
picture. So I sent her that. Yeah. Oh my. Do you remember the food that was there?
Oh,
Yeah.
the cheese and that table. Oh.
Yeah. And it was
So
like
much so, we were taking pictures of the cheese, because some of the cheeses were so lovely, and then going and ordering it afterwards, something, and the van with the food outside as well.
Yeah, amazing. Oh, I'll have to post some pictures if you guys don't mind, just so everyone knows what we're talking about.
Yeah,
That's funny.
Yeah, we've gone off on a totally different tangent.
Right, now I wonder if Julia is there ready to come on. I'm going to get you both on at the same time, and then we'll come back to Charmaine later. So Julia, if you're there, tap the button again. Make sure your phone is in portrait, not landscapes. I did say that earlier, didn't I? Because I have your three things here. I also have three things as well, which I shall mention. I know. Oh, there it is. Let's see if we can get you both on at the same time. Let's approve. Let's send the invite. And now it says unable to add guest, and I don't know why. It did this the other day with somebody, and I can't think.
Facebook and Messenger have been playing very nicely for me recently.
Yeah. I wonder, Julia, come out of Facebook, close it, come back in, come back to the page, and then try again. if you can do that for us, I will give that a go. Shall I give you my three?
Go on
See
then.
if anybody can guess these. Okay. Number one, I once won a competition to send Charles and Di a telegram on their wedding day. Number two, I have abseiled down Canary Wharf. And number three, I go cold water swimming on a regular basis because we have a body of water just down the road. So it's easy for me to do so. Those are my three. So I won a competition to get a telegram sent to Charles and Di that I wrote that was read out on their wedding day. Number two, I've abseiled down Canary Wharf. That's where you go down backwards. And number three, I go cold water swimming regularly because I've got a groovy pool just down the road. So Wendy Corbett says it's number two. I've abseiled down Canary Wharf. Sharon Ling says number two. What says you, Lou?
I actually think it's number one.
I won a competition to send Charles and Di a telegram on their wedding day. Interesting. Alison thinks it's number two that I've can't speak now. Abseiled down Canary Wharf. Interesting. Elsbeth says number three. I go cold water swimming. Claire Hailstone says number one, like you. Sheila says number two. Sally Ann says number one. This is interesting. Julia, do you want to press the button again? If you're there, I'll bring you on as people are guessing. Sally Ann, I've just said Sally Ann, haven't I? Number one. Jane Green says number one as well. So I'm just waiting for Julia to tap that icon. And I shall reveal, I've never...
I love Emma's answer.
all of them. You know what? It's probably true. Let's send that invite. It still says unable to add guest. I don't know why. What I'll do is I'll get you out and then we'll see if we can get Julia in. But I have never abseiled down Canary Wharf. I've bungee jumped on some very, very high places. I've done that about 5 times actually. I've never gone cold water swimming down the road because it's full of algae. I actually won, you're right, a competition to send Charles and Diana a telegram on their wedding day. It was a little poem and it got read out to them. And I won, was it a Bosie and Hawkes toffee in this really nice, I've got it upstairs, a really nice tin with Charles and Di on it. So you're right, number one. That's what I did. And I've got the letter that's typed on a typewriter from I think it was the Daily Mirror at the time. I won the competition. So I was very proud of that. Lou, I'm just going to get rid of you for a while, but stay there because we're going to probably get you back. So let's just change the viewer. Let's see if this helps. Let's really, really try because I know Julia is there waiting patiently in the wings. So I'm not sure why it's not adding you. I've got all my settings right. Allow viewers to request to join you on a video. I don't have anything else set that possibly could go wrong. What's that one there? Tap the show button to feature this link during. No, I don't have any links to show you. That's turning the camera out. What's that one? To use AR masks, you must turn on AR gifting. No, we don't want to do that. Oh, let's see. Please, please, please work. Everybody will it to work. Send the invite. Come on, Julia. You can do it. Adding. Something's happened. Something's happened. There she is. Hi, Julia.
I've just madly ran from a studio to the house because I think it has better Wi-Fi.
It could be the Wi-Fi. How are you, Julia? Lovely to see you.
I'm all right, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you for waiting patiently.
It's all right. I was watching you signing the other day on Highlight Crafts.
Did you see that?
I did. I saw that. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yes, I did. I did my level 1 British Sign Language, and I started level 2. Shouldn't do that. 2. But we only got halfway through because the teacher, I think, had a breakdown and left.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it was really. It was really. But you do a lot of British Sign Language, don't you?
I do a bit.
Yeah.
Not as much as I should, but I do a bit. Yeah.
But you incorporate that, don't you? I think you're very good because when you do, you're crafting lives and things like that, you do incorporate it and you do champion it a lot, don't you?
I would like to have the time to do it more. But yes, I have done when I've done live workshops. I've had them interpreted,
Yeah.
which has been fun. So that has been good.
Whereabouts are you in the UK?
I'm in Inverness, right up,
Inverness.
right up the top.
I've got an interesting map here of great
Oh, dear.
towns. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at where you're near. Let's open this up. So, I just so happen to have this. Let's see. Let me
That's
just turn
convenient.
that there. Inverness. That's in Inverness Shire. Is it a shire?
Yeah. It's very awkward when you write your address because it's like Inverness Shire. That's a lot of S's together as well. It's like S.
Do you live anywhere near Laddie Wood?
Me and geography isn't great.
There's a place up there called Laddie Wood. There's also a Corrivorry.
Yeah.
Corrivorry.
I heard Corrivorry, yeah. Is it Laddie or Laggy?
It says Laddie. Laddie Wood.
There's a Laggy Woods, but
there is. You got Cockbridge up there as well.
yes, we do.
Dull. Do you have to drive through Dull to get to Inverness? How about Firkin Point? Do you go there often?
No, not often. No.
Do you not? I'm just reading it from the map. And above Inverness Shire, you've got Bonar Bridge.
We do.
Have you been
there?
there?
Lovely place.
Isn't it?
It's
nice.
Charmain lived up that far north at one point in time.
Now, opposite Firkin Point is Bottom Burn. It's all here. I'm not making it up. Look. Bottom Burn. Mind you, it's all back to front, isn't it? This is a fabulous map. You do need to get hold of it. I think the furthest north place would be Butt of Lewis. There you go. I won't even talk about Rotten Bottom and the other places, but that's a good map.
Yeah, I clearly have chosen a classy place to live.
But how is it in Scotland for craft and craft community and where you live?
Yeah, it's good. It kind of took, I wouldn't say it took a while to catch up. If I had known that Charmain had a shop up north, I would have visited very regularly, but I didn't find that out till she moved back down and I sort of became friends with her. And I was like, what? There was a craft shop there all the time. It took a while. I used to come down south and I used to visit Ossel Twistle Mill.
Yes.
Which is where like Don Bibby and Leonie used to work, and I used to come and visit my granny, and that was the highlight of my holiday was going to visit. And the likes of the chain sort of craft shops that you have, like Hobbycraft and stuff, we didn't have anything like that. No. Now we just have that. We just have the sort of chained ones, but I think that's probably the same everywhere, that you've got the big brands, but the smaller independent shops we don't have.
So do you do a lot of your shopping online?
Yes.
Get it sent to you.
Yeah.
And how about your business? Well, how do you send that out? Do you do that online if you don't have any shops to put it in, for example? You know, now with the demise of Create and Craft, there are still outlets, of course. There's Hobby Maker, there's Highlight Crafts, lots of people are doing Spree as well. But what are you doing with your business?
At the minute, I just have the shop. I've just recently changed my website, so there was quite a lot that was happening. I was already sort of changing my website. I've also started homeschooling my daughter. Yeah, so that's been so all of that sort of all happened at the same time. So I'm still sort of finding my feet for the new routine because I don't really know what it is at the minute.
That must take up quite a lot of time doing homeschooling.
Yes and no. It's like in a way it does, yes, and she's with me all the time. But in a way that a lot of the stuff that I can do is schooling anyway. So like even things like she loves video editing and stuff like that, but that's schooling, so she can help me with like making meals and doing different things. I had her making iCards one day, for coming down to
brilliant.
I was like, I really need my iCards done. Here, go do them.
It must be quite responsibility though. No, I mean, when mums and dads, they send the kids off to school and they just hope they're going to learn things and come back and they have homework. But for you to be responsible now for that, it must be
it's
you know, it's
not as
quite,
scary as I thought.
really.
Like at first I kind of thought, oh, because actually when you have to do it, you only actually have to ensure, like legally, you have to ensure that they have literacy, numeracy, that they get decent socialization, and that that she gets some form of physical education. So, for example, the other week we went down to the Craft Collective workshop.
Yes.
So that was like art. It was an art class.
Yeah.
So,
brilliant.
So that was schooling.
Yeah.
So like we went and we did that. And obviously it was a room full of 60 people. And then we all went out for dinner afterwards, which Kezia loved. I was surprised she would, because she is neurodivergent. So she sometimes, like, she struggles with crowds and she struggles going out for dinner, but she really wanted to come. And she did amazing. But she did say it was like quite surreal for her as well, because it was like all these people she'd seen on the telly.
Wow.
And then she's out for dinner with them.
Oh, well, that's great though, isn't it?
She loved it though. It was very exciting for her. So yeah, so it's not as scary as it seems.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've not given GMC much thought. No, I have put out feelers and I do lots of things, but we do have a shiny new website. There's a few tweaks that I need to make before I sort of like officially announce it in newsletters and stuff. So online, but
look forward to that. Look forward to that. Now, the girls told me that you like to do something al fresco. Do you know what that would be?
Probably like drinking cocktails.
Well, actually,
I'll do that anyway.
They did.
I'll do that in
Actually,
in a hot tub outside in a hotel, wherever.
They did say Julia loves cocktails, or two, but they said that you love to sketch outside.
I do, yes. So the other day we went to there's a local place called Landmark. It's an adventure park. I don't know if it's near any of those place names that you discussed, but you know,
I'll have a look
feel free to check. Yeah,
I'll
Landmark.
Check. Yeah.
I'm just trying to think where the actual place of it is, but it's kind of like the local adventure playground where they have like all the slides and all of this sort of stuff. But during the winter time, it's closed.
Yeah.
But because it's set in a forest, they also have this forest trail. And on the forest,
is it near Bottocks?
No, it's not.
Is it near Fannyfield?
I shouldn't have started you on that.
Is it near Bogheads? Just going off the map.
Yep.
Just going off the map.
Yep. So we walked around and there was like all sorts of information about different animals. So we were doing nature studies with them. So we walked around and then they had their books and they wrote Carbridge. Thank you, Ellen. That's exactly what it is. My brain just went dead there.
Thank you very much, Ellen.
So we went round, we got all the information, and then we went to the restaurant there. And because it was winter, it was like dead. And the plan was that we were going to do an art lesson, that the animals that we'd learnt about, that we would sit and draw. And we sat there. The girls had taken their sketch pads and pencils. Of course, me being me, I carry a sketch pad and pencil wherever I go. So the fact I was on a sketchbook date, I kind of felt like I needed a little bit more. So I had some paints and water brushes and water-soluble crayons and things like that. So we had all this spread out on the table. And the girls were quite nervous at first, you know, because it's like drawing in public. But, you know, they got into it and they had a blast. And it was another mum as well. And the four of us just sat painting all afternoon, and everyone by the end of it was buzzing. I would honestly highly recommend it. Yeah. Everyone was buzzing, and it was like everyone loved it. We're all like, we have to do this at least once a month. It was so much fun, and it was great for the girls' confidence, because the reason they're both homeschooled is they're both struggling with anxiety. They're both neurodiverse, and they just weren't coping within the school system. Yeah. So it was a bit of pushing them outside their comfort zone a little bit. But they had a blast. And what was funny is we were using watercolours, and you know that way you need to wait for a layer to dry. Yeah. And we're all getting a bit bored, and I was like, I hope I'd have my heat gun. So we were running to the toilets and like putting our sketch books in the like Dyson hand dryers. I don't know what we would have looked like. And what was hilarious was somebody come up to me and says, "Oh, are you an artist?" And I was like, "No, we're just homeschooling." And my friend's like, "It's literally your job. Why did you?"
That's brilliant. I love that. Have you ever painted when you've been outside with like plants? I went to where did we go? Went to Marazion in Cornwall for a holiday, and we went into this beautiful park, and there was an artist there, and he was painting. So I just went up and I said, "Oh, what are you doing?" He had a tiny book, and he was just picking up like little bits of soil, and he was picking like the plants that were going over, and he was using that on the page for colour. Have you ever done that?
I've never done it, but I've seen it. I've seen
Yeah.
one of these, like, you know, like on TikTok and stuff, you get them where they do half of the drawing with expensive art supplies and half of it with, like, I don't know, they had things like burnt matches and leaves, and it was like sort of non-art products, blueberry juice and all that sort of stuff, and they sort of did a side-by-side comparison. Amazing.
It is amazing. Yeah, you should, you know, just go out and maybe pick some flowers that are it's the ones that are going over. I don't know if I've got, hang on a minute, I don't know whether I did it in one of the books I've got. I'll give it a go. And you just, I think this was just using, what was that using? Bluebells. Was it bluebells?
Nice.
Or pansies? Just that colour.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. I recognise that journal. I have that one.
Yes.
I love that journal.
So yeah, give it a go, because it's.
I will. That sounds fun.
Just even just using grass and stuff like that to paint.
See, I love that, because I've recently been doing a lot of work with crayons. I know that sounds daft.
It looks like crayons, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's such a budget supply, and I think that's the thing. Sometimes, like budget supplies, it pushes you to be more creative. That's fabulous.
Just with flowers, and picking up grass and using that. It's just that was just literally getting a flower and rolling it on the paper. And then I thought, what can that be? And I thought, well, there can be flowers. It's just something to practice with. But it's good if you're outdoors, you know.
Yeah, well, that'd be good. Yeah, I might do that with the girls next time, because it's like trying to think of different things that's creative and grabs their attention, you know. So
now, talk about grabbing attention. I've got 3 things here about you. I have indeed. Shall we see if people can guess?
Yeah, I'm thinking everyone else come up with much more interesting ones, but there we go.
No, you've come up with some great. You've come up with some great ones. Right, everyone. Okay, remember numbers. Jackie Mitchell is watching. Hello, Jackie. Just come in. Right, 3 things. Number 1, when I was a child, I had my artwork shown on the TV show by Tony Art. So that was Take Art, wasn't it? The show.
Yeah, it was like Tony Hart. Remember Morph?
Yes.
The little plastic character. Loved him.
I think that was called Take Heart, and it was Tony Hart that did the show.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I used to love that more.
I love that.
And he was brilliant.
I sent him pictures every week.
Do you remember Vision On?
I don't remember that one. No.
That's kind of where that module came from, and then he did Take
See,
Art.
we went through stages of having a TV. Like we'd have a TV, and then my dad would decide that him and mum were watching too much TV, and it was impacting on their life. So then they get rid of the TV.
Oh no!
And then we'd have it again. So there's like gaps in my viewing history.
So number 1, when I was a child, I had my artwork shown on the TV show Tony Art. Number 2, my party trick is I can still dance both the Highland Fling with the swords.
And the swords. There's 2.
Oh, and the swords. Oh, is it?
There's
the
2
Highland
different. Well,
Fling.
there's lots of. There's the Highland Fling.
Yep.
And then there's swords where the swords are on the ground and you dance around the swords.
Oh yeah.
No, they're on the ground.
Is that why you put your hands up like that?
There is one called the broadsword.
Is that the music?
You sound just like a bagpipe. Excellent.
Number 3, I have climbed to the top of Ben Nevis. That's number 3. So, do you think that Julia's artwork was shown on the TV show Tony Art? Do you think her party trick is that she can still dance both the Highland Fling and the swords? Or do you think she's climbed to the top of Ben Nevis? That's number 3. So we want your numbers coming up. I've got the other 2 right. I just need to know if I've got yours right. Shown on Tony.
Is it going to be like this? What's the TV program where they start asking awkward questions to determine the truth? That's always really fun. What's that called?
Oh, I don't know, but we should have so done that.
When it's like you got to
guess like 20 questions.
Yeah, and they try and gain some sort of reaction.
Lucinda says, please let it be the Highland Fling. Claire says number 3. Ellen says number 2. Sally Ann says number 3, that you've climbed to the top of Ben Nevis. Sharon Ling thinks it's number 3 as well, that you've climbed to the top of Ben Nevis, but that could have been like a I'd love it to be number 2. I've got a feeling it is. I don't know. Caroline says number 1.
Going through every conversation we've ever had on set now.
How did you know? How did you know that?
It's like, I'm sure the depths. I remember something.
I'm sure. But then now I am.
Actually, coming to think about it, I think I have told you this one. In a conversation, yeah.
It could be number 1 because we probably have talked about Morph. But I just really want it to be number 2. I really want it to be number 2. What? Okay. Anyone else with a guess? Oh, Elsbeth thinks it's number 1 as well. Well, which one is it?
Number 2.
Yes, I've got all 3. Not that I'm competitive.
I am not.
I've got all 3 right.
I am not going to. Oh, call my bluff. That's the one. Yeah, no, I'm not going to demonstrate. I demonstrated to the girls this morning because I tested them to see how good the questions would be, to see if it would puzzle them.
Did you do
and
the
I did
jig
it
to
for
the
them.
girls?
I did it for them. I got Spotify to play to play the swords, and I did it for them.
Can you do it without music?
Well, I don't think you'd really see from this angle, to be honest.
Well, I think if you put the phone over one side of the room, you've got to do it now. Is it the sword? Go on, do a little bit of the sword.
More cocktails. I can still do it. You know, I don't have the same energy levels that I had before. I was died this morning. You know, I can still do it.
Nothing like the river dance or anything like that.
Yeah,
then.
so I think there was one time on set, I think stuff was selling out, and I think I jokingly said to the camera, well, I can always fill it in with a Highland Fling or something.
I think you probably did.
Yeah.
I think you probably did. Do you miss doing TV, Julia? Do you miss it? Do you?
Yeah. I did.
We all
I
do.
loved it. I enjoyed being in the building and meeting up with everybody. I always really enjoyed being on TV. I thought it was blast. I also really enjoyed the break. I was like, because it was like 3 days away by the time I'd done the journey, and then I used to always take a day off in the middle because it was a 9-hour train journey, and I always seem to end up with shows. I always seem to end up with the 7 o'clock shows. And you know, obviously you got to get up so early for those ones, and I was just thinking I was a bit concerned what might come out of my mouth if I hadn't rested properly in between. So I would always take a day in between, and then obviously I would travel home. But it just meant, like, I don't know, 2 nights in a hotel with no child, no husband. It was bliss.
I hope they're not watching this to hear that.
And I discovered some lovely, like, I discovered the Chalkboard Cafe in Peterborough. That was lovely. I got to sit and sketch in there and stuff like that. But yeah, I do miss it. I keep hoping that, you know, someone might bring out a new channel. It's happened before.
You never know.
It might happen again.
Something might happen. There might be something. You never know. Let's hope. Let's hope.
Know.
But we've always got Facebook Lives, you know, to connect.
Do you know one thing though? I think it has proven, because it's like, we always said on air that it was like being part of a family, and that we were all really close, and that can seem like spiel that is said in order to sell. But I think, like, Create and Craft going down, but the fact you're doing this, that you're speaking to us, like, I've been in touch with presenters. I've had, like, lots of people do lives on my page. I've been live with other people, and I have, like, it has proved that family thing, because everybody has rallied round each other and supported each other and built each other up, and is there, like, we're picking up the pieces together. And I just think that it's actually proved that that wasn't just something we said. Yeah, it's something that we meant, because here we are doing this, you know, and it's fab, you know.
For me, this is like, it's just amazing, because imagine never being able to see you guys again after we spent so much time together, and all the things that we went through. You know, there were long days, it was hard work, but we loved it. You know, we wanted to deliver great crafting shows. We would plan, we would work it out, we would see how we could put it all together. And it was great to see you, even if you came down for a few days. But to think never going to see you again, it's quite daunting, and I can imagine that's how a lot of people feel at home as well,
Mm-hmm.
that are now deprived. I mean, we've still got Hobby Maker, which is great. We've still got Highlight Crafts. They're doing their sprees, which is great. So we've still got destinations, as it were, to go to. And, you know, and Facebook to look out for everything. Shall we see if we can get Charmain on with us? Are you there, Charmain? Are you there, Charmain? If you are, tap on the icon.
Hello, Erica. I'm just seeing Erica in the chat.
Yeah, Norma's coming and watching. Lovely to see you, Norma. Our lovely Julia says, Stampanori, my story. Lee's on here as well. He says, hi, Janice. You may like to know that you were spoken about fondly at today's Desford Christmas Tree Festival. Ooh,
there you go.
That's interesting. Desford's just down the road from me. Charmaine, if you're there, press that icon again, and we'll get you on. We'll see if we can have a threesome on screen. Unless you've gone off and you're doing something else, but hopefully you're not. Who says hi, Janice? There. Hello, Helen. Nice to see you. It's so nice, isn't it, when you see people joining, because you know that you can watch this again. By the way, it is available for 60 days. I'm going to put it on YouTube, so I've got YouTube now. So please go along and go to that, because I appreciate that. Leonie is coming. Hi, Leonie.
Hello, Leonie.
Leonie. Right, Charmaine, if you're there, tap on the icon and we'll bring you in. If not, the race is on. Is it going to be Lou or is it going to be Charmaine? Because it'd be nice to have a little get together.
Dun, dun, dun.
So Lou or Charmaine, fastest fingers first. Right, let's see who it is. It's like a quiz show. Charmaine, send the invite. So you will slide over and then
Slide to the left.
Slide
to the right.
to the right. Here she is. Look, you see? I don't know whether you're left or right. There she is.
Hello, Julia.
Hello, lovely lady. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good.
Hello again, Janet.
Hello, Charmaine. Did you guess which one was right for Julia in the little quiz?
I was torn between 1 and 2, and I thought, well, you know, some of them, it's like, oh, 3 could be right, couldn't
They
they?
certainly could. They
The
certainly
Tony
could.
Hart one I completely made up. But the one about Ben Nevis, I didn't do it, but Alistair did. So I thought if I was quizzed, I have seen the view from the top of Ben Nevis because he FaceTimed me while he was there. And also I thought I could tell the story of him actually losing all his toenails as he walked, because he walked down and his boots were too tight.
Oh,
that's
So,
awful.
yeah, so I haven't done it, but I know somebody that did. Does that
Oh,
count?
that's made me go a bit weird. That has, losing all your toenails. Oh,
yeah. Gross. Gross. I remember when I first moved up to Scotland, I thought, oh yeah, I can go climbing and rock climbing and up hills and things like that. And we moved to Wick.
Is it flat there?
As a fart.
Yes.
Well, you had, this is funny because this was another thing I was going to say, which one of you three had a brick and mortar craft shop in Scotland? Now, when somebody told me that, and I remember actually, Charmaine, talking about this before, but when the message came through, I won't say it was wrong, and they said Charmaine had a brick and mortar craft shop in Scotland, I sat there and I thought, I can't really remember you selling bricks and mortar. Maybe you did have a building shop. Maybe you used to sell bricks and mortar, and now you've changed
the building
to
trade to the craft trade.
I did. I sat there for like 20 minutes this afternoon thinking, bricks and mortar. What kind of things to put in your basket in the shop?
I'm still gutted I didn't know. Because the amount of times I've been to Wick, and I would have been to Wick when the shop was open. I'm still gutted that I didn't know about it. I'd have been there at least once a month.
Oh, why did you give it up, Charmaine?
We've had this conversation before, Jack. I went through a really crappy divorce, and that's why I ended up moving down here. So, which is really.
I forgot that story, to be fair. I forgot that story.
Really strange because I was up in Wick, and we also had a shop in Brora as well, and Brora is probably closer. Is closer to Inverness where Julia is. Julia used to come over here, and I'm not even 15 minutes from Oswald Mills now.
I know.
Do
you live on the street that my auntie and uncle used to live on?
I know it's bizarre
Yeah.
isn't it?
Whereabouts?
Really bizarre when
Whereabouts
we've
are
had
you,
this conversation.
Charmaine?
I'm in Darwin, Lancashire.
Is that on? Is that on the right or left? Is that over Middlesbrough way?
It's I don't even know where Middlesbrough
Is it? Is it near
Middlesbrough's
Durham?
further up.
Is it near
No,
Durham?
I'll tell you where it's near. The is it? Oh, I'm going to say Rangers. It's not Rangers. It's
Yorkshire.
what's the football club?
Blackburn Rovers.
Blackburn Rovers.
So are you near the Devil's Arse?
No.
I'm just reading.
No, he's downstairs.
I didn't know you were going to say that, Charmaine.
I'm just reading from the map. You might be Ticklecock Bridge. You might be near there as well. Or you could actually. I think you're near Roger Moore.
Oh yeah.
Just
I
on
think
the
I'd
map.
rather be near him than the Devil's Arse.
There are names. These are proper names of towns that are out there. This map is hilarious. You could sit there all night.
I think I
and read
need
that.
to get myself one of those.
I think you do. It's somebody sent me this. Oh, was it Hazel? Somebody sent me this after we did a show with Hazel, and we were talking about a town called Willie, and it's called The Marvellous Map of Great Britain Place Names. Not for the faint-hearted, but yeah, there's some great towns on there that actually do exist.
Did you say a town called Willie?
Yeah, Willie. It's in Northamptonshire.
It's a very popular boy's name in Scotland, isn't it, Julia?
It was. Well, when I was pregnant with Kezia, if it had been a boy, I wanted William because my uncle was named William.
Yeah.
And Alistair completely vetoed it, going absolutely no, because he will grow up being called Willie, and I'm not having that. So we used to refer to the baby as Little Willie before it was born.
Oh, Willie's a lovely name. So is William. It's a lovely name.
It's my granddad's name.
I've had so much fun. I don't really want to go, but I think I've kept you ladies long enough. Can I say a huge thank you for coming on, Julia, and waiting so long. It's been an absolute joy. Will you do it again?
Absolutely. It's been great fun.
Fabulous. Lou Sims, I need you back on just to say goodbye. So fastest fingers first, press that button. I'm going to say goodbye, Julia.
Okay.
Much love.
Bye.
And we'll see you soon.
Bye.
See you soon. Bye.
Now, if I press that, change. There you go. And then there's our Charmain swigging a whiskey. No, it's not. Or tea. Charmain, sorry, not Charmain. Lou, if you're there, tap on that icon and we'll just get you back to say goodbye. What have you got planned for next week, Charmain?
Oh, gosh. I don't know. I've got a few bits and pieces to do. We've got something secret coming up between the girls. I've got to get that sorted out. Just basic, normal bits.
Lou Sims says she has. Press it again, Lou. You need to press it again, or tap on it again, not press, just tap on it again. And then we can say goodbye to you both. I can't see it. It's probably the internet. It does play up. Are you doing any more lives next week in Crafting Together with All Brands?
For some reason, I can't actually get on the schedule, so I can't put myself in. I did say to the girls, so there's a schedule which we can all go in and put people into it, and at the moment I can't get access to it for some reason, so I've got to figure it out. Maybe it's an update on the thingy, but no, I'm doing my regular one on Tuesday night, 7 o'clock in Dolly Dimples Crafts Facebook group.
Lovely.
And
do you like the Christmas cards that I made?
Oh, there it is.
That's a robin I painted.
That is really, really cool. That looks like one you get from Max's.
And then I know it's digital and it's not stamped, but I put that inside.
That's cool.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
no idea what it says because it's backwards.
Yes, it is. I need to change that. Right, let's bring Lou in for a final swan song, as it were. Let's see if we can add Lou. There she is. Here she comes. There she is. There she is.
I've had a real face at me. I'm not having the best relationships in the world at the moment. Well, I might have got my account hacked about 6-9 months ago, and since then they decided I've got to put a pin in. and that's fine if I'm on my PC, but it won't let me put the pin in on my phone.
Oh yeah, that's the
So
two-way authenticator, isn't it?
Yeah,
and sound right, Lester.
But it won't let the authenticator work on your phone, even though.
Yeah, it's a pain.
Yeah,
it's a pain. It's a pain. I think lots of people are having issues with Facebook at the minute. Maybe it's just all the extra traffic that's on there, and could be. But I just wanted to get you on to say goodbye to you, lovely ladies. It's been an absolute joy. I love seeing both of you, and Julia, of course. And will you come on and do it all again another time?
Yeah, I think we can.
Yeah, sure.
We can be persuaded.
Lovely to see you both. Enjoy the rest of the evening. I've kept you long enough, but thank you so much. It's been an absolute joy, and everyone's really enjoyed it because I've seen the comments. This is going to be available on Facebook for 60 days and also go on YouTube as well, so you can see it again at any time.
Thank you, Jamie.
No, thank you. See you later. Bye, ladies. Bye. Double remove. Let's change that.
Ooh.
Remove our Lou. See Charmain and change the viewer. Remove the guest. There you go. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you, Elsbeth. Thank you, Pauline. Thank you, Wendy. Of course, big thank you to Lou Sims, to Charmain, and also to Julia as well. It's been an absolute pleasure. I did see that Leonie popped in a little earlier on. There she is. Hi, Leonie. Hope you're well. I've kept you all for long enough, an hour and a half, but these things go on. Once you get into it, you just keep going, don't you? So I'm going to head off now. I'm going to watch something on the telly. I hope you have a lovely evening. I've got another one of these on Sunday. I forgot who's on Sunday. No, I haven't. Have I? Have I got Sunday? Have I got Sunday? Let me have a look in my diary. I know Monday we've got Lisa Horton. Lisa Horton is on Monday, and we have the lovely Sarah Payne on Monday as well, so that'll be fantastic. Did I have one on Sunday? Where are we? I'm going to see the Smiths. Well, I'm not going to see the Smiths by candlelight tomorrow night. No, I don't think I've got one on Sunday. Or have I? I don't know. Watch this space. I'll go and have a look in my calendar. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate, and I really do love the fact that you come on and give us your attention for the evening. So I'll see you soon. Bye.